Hello, welcome to eTeachers 365, where education and culture meet. My name is Elaine Johnson, wife, mother, educator. Today I'm going to read a story with you called Teach Me About Garvey. This book was written by James Wilson Jr. and illustrated by Cameron Wilson. Teach me about Garvey, Miss Teacher, won't you please? The great African visionary was an amazing sight to see. Before Rosa Parks, Malcolm X, and Martin Luther King, millions of African people all over the world followed Marcus Garvey's lead. He hailed from Jamaica, then ventured across the seas, only to see the mistreatment of African people just like me. African people were treated badly as far as the eye could see, so Garvey came up with a plan that would change our destiny. Marcus Garvey came to America and started the UNIA. That is the Universal Negro Improvement Association, okay? Marcus Garvey was courageous and bold, indeed. He planted pride inside the hearts of African people like seeds. Garvey was a great organizer and he made things happen. He had a black steamship line with a black crew and a black captain. He started a newspaper that was called The Negro World. He even built a doll factory for little black girls. He owned buildings and trucks and ships like a nation. He would inspire many Africans, some Cuban and some Haitian, African American, Puerto Rican, Costa Rican, Jamaican, some Dominican, Brazilian, and Chilean. He preached Africa for the Africans. Do you know what that means? It means I belong to Africa and Africa belongs to me. Oh, teach me about Garvey, Miss Teacher, won't you please? African children should know Garvey like we know our ABCs. Let's learn about Garvey now so Africans all over the earth can make Africa a better place because it's our right by birth. Thank you, Marcus Garvey, for all that you did. We shall pick up where you left off. Love, Africa's kids. The end. Why did I decide to read this story? Teach me about Garvey. I think it's so important for children and my students to know that there was a person who believed early on that Africa was a place of joy. Africa was a continent where African Americans could go back to. He had his own newspaper, he had his own ships, he had his own grocery stores, and he was one of the first people in history to say we should go back to Africa. And I think that, his message has been lost. I think it's being found along the way that it's important for us to know that African Americans have always had a strong sense of pride, have always known that we can do what everyone else does, that we need to support one another. But also, whether you are white or black, I think that you should know about Marcus Garvey because he was a hero in the African American community. He led parades, he marched, and he just told African Americans, you can be proud of who you are. You can be proud of what we can accomplish. And he tried to work together to actually get a ship to take African Americans who wanted to go back to Africa. And I think, we've heard about Martin Luther King along the way, and there are just certain narratives that I think makes it easier for us to listen to. But Marcus Garvey was a great man who was very smart and a businessman who really fought for African Americans. So Teach Me About Garvey is a wonderful story. Please like, subscribe, comment. eTeachers 365 for education and culture meet. Thank you. So now that we have read the story and you know why I chose to read this story, I thought it would be great to add some just ideas for what you can do in your classroom and also in your home if you want to learn more about Marcus Garvey and why I think it's important. If you're in kindergarten to second grade, this would be a perfect opportunity to take out a map and to point out where Jamaica is, to point out where the continent of Africa is, to talk about some of the different places that he mentioned in here when he talked about Haitians, and he said Dominicans, Brazilian, Costa Rican, Puerto Rican. He talked about all of those different ethnicities. It would be great to do a research project and just point out all of those different places. I think another important part for maybe the older students, third grade to about fifth grade, is to look up some of the other organizations that have been started by African Americans. The Universal Negro Improvement Association, the NAACP, the Pan-African Movement, they are all organizations that were started to help African Americans here in America. Also, Ghana, the Year of Return, is something great to look at because Marcus Garvey's whole idea was that we go back to Africa and that we go back to our home. And so recently, in years in different countries in Africa, they have actually welcomed back African Americans to visit and also to stay. So I think, again, as we learn about social justice and we learn about anti-racist behavior, we need to learn the true stories of not just Martin and Rosa. We need to learn about Marcus Garvey too, because he was a great leader during his time, and he's someone to be remembered, to do our research and to teach children, all children, that there are important leaders within our community that have made a difference, and we should learn more about them. eTeaches 365, where education and culture meet. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And if you click the notification bell, you'll know when my next video will upload. Thank you.
I'm showing my mom, but I hope you subscribe, like, and comment down below, and I hope you have a great day.